Representative Nearman and his attorney have been given formal and informal notice, both of these proceedings, and an invitation to make his case to the House and the public. I'll now turn to Representative Nearman or his attorney for his opportunity to be heard.
Okay, so what I want Mike to do right now, and he's probably not going to do it, is I want him to name each of these people, all these, Salinas, blah blah blah, basically anyone who's out to screw him, and say, fuck you. He's not going to do that, obviously. He's got more class. But, that'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Let's see what he's got to say.
Thank you, Chair Holvey. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Good, thank you. And Chair Holvey and...
The worst thing about Mike Nearman, lighting. He's got no concept for it when it comes to these video things. I filmed something with him a while back. Horrible with lighting. And for that, I don't know.
So the committee, I'm just going to make a statement here, and then on advice of my attorney, I'm not going to be answering any questions. We're all entitled to our opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts. This resolution is before you today in consideration based on the allegations of fact in the resolution, which are simply not true. The fact is that on December 21st last year, the Legislative Assembly meant to consider the public's business. The fact is that the Legislative Assembly was closed to the public. The fact is that the Oregon Constitution guarantees the public the right to instruct their representatives. The fact is that the Oregon Constitution requires the Legislative Assembly to conduct its proceedings in public. The fact is that I exited the building and members of the public entered into the Capitol building, a place they had a right to be, a place the Legislative Assembly had no right to exclude them from. The people who entered the Capitol building on December 21st had a right to be in the building. This is an undeniable fact. The Oregon Constitution could not be more clear. What's equally true is this: the Legislative Assembly was wrong to exclude the public. Expelling me from the Legislative Assembly does not suddenly make the legislative leadership's decision to exclude the public and make decisions out of public view right or just or constitutional. People were angry on December 21st, and for good reason. The legislative leadership was trying to keep the public out of a process that is meant to be conducted in full view and participation of the public. If the speaker and others were worried about their safety, there is a simple solution. Do not violate the constitutional right of Oregonians and simply open the building.
Yep.
I found in my experience that Oregonians do not tend to like it when politicians violate their constitutional rights. The system is broken. People were and still are angry. People were angry on December 21st and they're angry today on June 10th. Expelling me will not change that. Expelling me will not make the building any safer. What will make everyone safer is if legislative leadership, beginning with the Speaker and the Senate President, admit that what happened in this building on December 21st was wrong and never should have happened. They never should have excluded the public from the public's building. They should have never made decisions behind closed doors, out of the public's view. They should accept responsibility for their decision to violate the constitutional rights of millions of Oregonians and admit their mistake. Of course, we all know that neither the Speaker nor the Senate President, or even the six of you on this committee, will accept any responsibility. Instead, you'll point the finger at me and say, you let those angry people into this building. It's your fault. Again, I ask the question, why were they angry? They wanted to be part of a process which you intentionally excluded them from. I would be angry too. We talk a lot about leadership in this building. Leadership is the ability, the willingness to demonstrate courage and strength in the face of tremendous outside pressure. I know you've all made your decision. This has not been a fair process. There have been leaks of information. The media have used every breathless adjective to stack the case against me. The process has been hijacked. Not surprisingly, politics, not doing what is right, is what is going to decide the outcome. The public pressure is immense. The easy thing to do is expel me. I suspect that's what you're going to do. But then again, to be clear, I'm being expelled for letting the public into the public's building while the legislature was conducting the public's business. Those are the facts. Thank you. And I, like I said, on advice of my attorney, I won't be answering any questions. So.
Boom! Mike nailed it. Hit it out of the park. Beautiful statement. I love it. I love what he said. He's absolutely right. He's 100% right.
Thank you, Representative Nearman. I must disagree with your conclusions, and that's, of course, everybody can disagree. I do not believe because you disagree, it gives you the right to take the rules and laws into your own hand and make those decisions and endanger other people.
So, yeah, I don't think he meant his thank you. I don't think that was sincere when he thanked Mike. I think that was a lie. And, so this is the angle. Mike's going from the angle that I agree with because I balance the two angles out together. But Mike's going with the angle that you're trying to do the people's business in the dark, where they can't have a voice, and that's not okay. And I completely agree with him. It's immoral. It's unethical, to say the least.
The motion passes, and House Resolution 3 will move to the floor. And as chair, I believe I will carry that on the floor.
I just want to end it because it is what it is. But I want to leave you with the testimony that I gave for Mike Nearman, in response to Mike Nearman, and this whole shenanigan, debauchery situation. And I was quoted by CBS News. Okay? And I'll put the article in the comment area, the description. So there's a falsehood being spread that Rep Nearman acted selfishly and recklessly. Nothing could be further from the truth. In Ephesians 5:11, there states, "Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them." Mark 4:22 states, "There is nothing hidden except to be made manifest, nor is anything secret except to come to light." So many politicians in Oregon want nothing more than to keep these sessions closed to the public as they work to strip our freedoms and our rights and destroy our economy with their green new insanities. There's nothing better than living in an echo chamber of yes men. However, nothing could be more delusional. What Rep Nearman did, he did selflessly, as he could no longer watch liberty die in the darkness. He acted on behalf of the 46% of Oregonians that don't live in Salem, Portland, Eugene. He acted on behalf of so many Oregonians like myself and the many others you will find with supporting testimonies, tired of forcefully being silenced by Kate Brown and the rest of the fascist, radical, left wing, inflicting their own version of cancel culture on Rep Nearman. You should all be ashamed of your closed door tactics when you work for the citizens. Your actions are authoritarian. Clearly, Rep Nearman felt that the government should work for the people versus shun them. Clearly, Mike understood that the citizens wished to voice their opposition to the arbitrary and unconstitutional mandates the government and government overreach that has negatively impacted so many small businesses, families, and people. The Declaration of Independence promised, the thing. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Arbitrary mandates have stripped the ease of those promises. Rep Nearman knew that the only ethical thing to do was to have those concerns be heard in the public forum. That's my take on Rep. Nearman's actions. This is why I and most of his constituents support the actions he took, respect his character, and care deeply for Rep. Nearman. We are united around Mike, and negative actions towards Rep. Nearman is an affront to all of his supporters and rural Oregonians. My last statements are towards the Republicans that ask for the resignation of Representative Mike Nearman. You are the tools and representatives of the radical left-wing cancel culture mob. You show no true understanding for the patriotism in practice. It's no longer enough to say you are a patriot. You must actively conduct yourself patriotically, to use the parlance of the left. You've all seen this play out. However, you'll continue to compromise and apologize until the day comes when you're falsely accused of being a racist, fascist, bigoted Nazi, at which time you'll again apologize for lies and finally be discarded. The woke mob spares no one, including their own. It's time to say no. It's time to stand for something, as Mike did. In light of my statement, I offer you now the opportunity to recant your request of Rep. Nearman's resignation and still be seen as an individual Republican that refuses to bow and take a knee to the peer pressure, the morally woke mob. You have the opportunity to loudly recant and stand behind Mike to hold the respect of your constituents, or do as so many Oregon Republicans have come to expect, which is the gradual erosion of the Oregon Republican Party. We see you compromising Republicans that whittle away at concepts of morality, liberty, and justice to take a knee to the woke mob. You are now being called out by name as follows: Christine Drazen, Daniel Bonham, Dwayne Stark, Kim Wallen, Bill Post, Shelley Bosshart Davis, Cedric Hayden, Rick Lewis, Vicky Breeze Iverson, Jamie Kate, Gary Leaf, Bobby Levy, Raquel Moore Green, Lily Morgan, Ron Noble, Mark Owens, E. Warren, Rashke, David Brock Smith, Greg Smith, Susan Weber, Boomer Wright, Jack Zika. May your Republican constituents take no mercy on you. That's it. All right. Well, that's my testimony. So if you've enjoyed my commentary, of course, subscribe. If you find value in what I'm saying and doing, maybe be a Patreon, maybe buy a Free Speech Northwest t-shirt. It's the right thing to do because you agree with what I'm doing. Because I'm trying to do something right. All right. Thanks for watching.